G'day, this is Captainoob and this is the Jaguar MSX200. So this is a standalone weapon of the LMG variety. It also has two barrels there, which is kind of neat. And it has the animations of the SMG, so nothing new there, but they're going to be working fine for this particular weapon anyway, so that's good. We'll move over to the receivers now. We'll pop that up to a powerful receiver there for the best damage. That seems good. And we'll go for a full stock on this one for better recoil control, and a quick eject large drum there. Very good. Now for the sights, you get standard sights or glow sights if you want to keep this thing looking like a cool iron sight thing, but you also get a combat scope, which works exactly the same as a see-through scope. 2.5 times is actually kind of optimal. I kind of like that the best, but if you want to extend out your sight a little bit, then there's also a 4 times, which is pushing it a little bit, but it's nice to have that option. Now for the muzzles, we'll go for a suppressor for better damage, and this is actually a material changer, so you can make this thing a little bit green. Right now we've got the standard one now, which is fully black. Looks like there's some sort of Skyrim dragon there, which is actually kind of neat. But the bomb one obviously adds the US military style, which I believe is upside down, and also the hot rod shark mouth type thing, which actually looks kind of cool. The street one has a couple of street signs on it, so it looks like it was painted by some raider who kind of likes streets. There's also some stripes there. It's nice and subtle. It's not over the top, but if the subtlety is not your flavor, then the USAF one is a kind of cool looking one. Looks like an aircraft ought to be painted, and I especially like how I've got the yellow and black checkered barrel there. That's kind of cool. We'll keep this one as standard. We'll definitely chuck some of those new paint jobs on some of the other ones that I grabbed. Now for the rounds here, the actual best damage you can get without changing the rounds to have any sort of special effect is actually the 5mm rounds. So the standard ones are 5.56, you can have the 38 calibers and obviously the 5mm, and you can have plasma infused, incendiary, explosive, armor piercing, hollow point, full metal jacket, basically a whole lot of things to, you know, put into your weapon, and they have different sort of stats and adjustments that it'll actually make to your weapon stats. So there's actually a whole lot of customization with this caliber changing thing here, but at 103 and a fire rate of 127, I feel like this is going to be quite good enough, especially since we've got a nice big mag to keep those bullets firing down range. So we'll grab a couple more of these and then we'll hit the plaza. Righto, so here we are in Gunner's Plaza, and this is our Jaguar there. Interestingly, it only has 93 bullets as a maximum capacity. That's probably because I did choose the 5mm, which may limit or give you more. But yeah, that's what we look like. I'm getting PKP vibes from Battlefield 4 and also G36 on this, just with the carry handle and the way it's sort of built there. So yeah, it's actually quite a nice looking weapon. The dual barrel setup actually does have function too. It'll fire 2 projectiles per shot, which is nice. Also some gunners over there, we should probably shoot them now. But looking at this thing in third person, yes, the weapon does look very good. Okay, let's just go ahead. Let's sneak up nice and close to these guys, because with the 2 bullets firing per shot, there's going to be a little bit of spread on this, so we want to sort of reel that in as much as we can. Now, using the SMG animations, as you can tell, you hold this thing a little bit too far away from yourself there, but that's fine. So, with spamming some sneak attack criticals, we seem to have killed those gunners pretty quickly there. We'll quickly duck around the corner here, and then we wait. And then we can kill that guy very sneakily. Oh, these turrets are getting mad at me. Well, let's go ahead and quickly finish these guys off, or those robot turrets off, and then we'll drop down. Get a little bit of hip fire action going, why not? Okay, despite having a relatively low damage to what I expect from a weapon like this, this thing is actually hitting extremely hard. Also, that's a nice Beretta pistol. We'll go ahead and take out this guy. Oh, we actually ran out of bullets. That's fine. We'll quickly slap in a new one. Thanks to that fast reload speed, we're able to get back into combat very quickly. We'll switch over to this one. This one has a longer scope. It's also incendiary. I'm not sure how useful this is going to be here. We'll just hip fire this person. And then we'll make good use out of this one's scope by firing at this sort of range. Not sure how much damage I do by setting a turret on fire, but it seemed to do basically nothing. Okay, we'll go for some sneak attack criticals here. A lot of recoil on this thing. As you can tell, it's bouncing around quite a bit, so I'm going to probably do some burst firing to make sure we keep reeling that in. Lots of sneak attack criticals on Captain Bridget there, so that's good, and we're actually able to finish her off with those sneak attack criticals, so that's working. So the incendiary bullets are actually sort of getting in my way at this point, so that effect, whilst it looks nice and pretty, sort of hinders the weapon a little bit. See, I can't even tell what I'm shooting at. If I wasn't getting the hit markers or the numbers showing up, I would have no idea that I'm actually hitting anything. Okay, so this one's going to have no stock. It's also got some iron sights. This one is also unsuppressed and has the plasma infuse effect on it. Yeah, the weapon sounds don't sound all that great. They're a little bit quiet too. Like, compared to even vanilla weapon sounds, they are very, very quiet, which is kind of strange. I'm just going to be quiet for a second so you can hear this more clearly. Keep in mind that that was also unsuppressed there. If I was to fire this thing with a suppressor... Hang on, where's that gunner? I can barely hear that now, so that's kind of weird. Okay, we'll move over to our last one. This one's going to have that cool checkered barrel camo on it. Oh, that also the checkers is on the stock too. That's nice. Anyways, we've also got the glow sights on this, which actually look pretty neat. And it's also explosive, and firing 2 explosive projectiles per shot. It's pretty devastating, as you can see. It's kind of interesting how they allow you to do this, because I think it completely breaks the balancing of the weapon, because before it was doing okay, but this is a little bit over the top now and super overpowered. So yeah, I guess that's interesting. But with over-the-top weapon materials, I think over-the-top weapon stats and function is yeah, it's neat. It kind of works for that. But anyways, that was the Jaguar LMG thingy in Gunners Plaza. It did very well. We'll go ahead and extend the range out a little bit and take on some Gunners in Quincy. Haven't been there in a while. Okay, here we are at Quincy. Let's get started. Now I'm using the one with that boost, that was the zoom, sorry, and it's going to be the incendiary one again, but hopefully when we're actually firing at range, we could use the incendiary effect to our advantage. See, they're illuminated. Now I can easily take them out. And oh, looks like the damage at range isn't too great on this. In fact, I'm only getting 4 damage. Okay, that kind of sucks. And as you can tell too, the weapon, maybe it's the range stat that is holding this thing back in VATS, but even with concentrated fire, I'm able to only get 1 burst on that person. So looking back at the weapon card for a second, no, the range at 65, that's less than you'd have a basic pistol, I think, at the start of the game, which is kind of scary. So yeah, we're going to be outclassed by these gunners unless we're fighting it with them or at shotgun range there. So that's kind of interesting. So it seems to fall behind in range, even though, maybe it is sort of a SMG type weapon. That's right, you come closer, gunner with Ripper. That definitely worked well for you. So yeah, not too keen on this 4x scope. I even would probably think that's a little bit too much, because you're never going to want to extend out to that range. So instead, we'll just whip out our regular one here. That's even worse. I think we have to go all or nothing explosive one here, which is going to be sort of fun, actually. Let's get you hacked up. See if you can actually be of use to us this time. So let's command you, and then insight.
Ambush. Ambush. Defensive protocols engaged.
Okay, she's actually hitting stuff this time. Or it. It's an it. It's not a she. Okay, so now that we're getting those extra explosive damages per the bullets exploding, as you can tell, it's a lot easier to kill these guys at range now. Ooh. Where's that laser going? Ooh, is that a Gauss rifle I see? That is a Gauss rifle. Ooh, I wonder what Gauss rifle you've got on you. Not entirely sure. Or so you've knocked down. We'll just quickly finish you off, and we'll go ahead and crit this person here. I think that's the best we can do to actually get damage on these guys at range there, because obviously we can't target them beyond any sort of point. Ooh, there's that laser going off again. Did you hit anything this time?
You humans.
Wow, that Assaultron is really getting all Dr. Nefarious on us there. Interesting. She should have said squishies instead of humans. That would have been funny. Okay, with that turret out of the way, pretty much good to go all the way up here. In fact, there's someone already up there, so if I can find a wall nearby to get them... Ooh, I just put myself in a nerd rage there. Yeah, I was looking to more use the explosive along the wall and not actually kill myself, but I think having Nerd Rage with an explosive weapon that fires multiple projectiles is actually a good idea, and hopefully we won't be seeing too much Nerd Rage in this video because, yeah, last time I had Nerd Rage proc it was like 5 times, which was interesting. Those damn grenade launchers, eh? Okay, we might as well take up this overpass now and see if we can't gun a few of these down from up here. It's over, gunner. I have the high ground. Okay, they're those bloody mines. We'll get rid of them before they cause trouble to my VAT system. We'll shoot that corpse. Make sure they're dead. Alright, looks like these gunners don't really want to come out to play in a hurry. That's fine. We'll just go a little bit higher up on here. I like how the power armor dude went down very, very quickly to this too, although that was just a well-timed Nerd Rage that were doing most of that. So there's a couple of unperceptive gunners that never seem to give a shit up here, so we could kill them there. I'd like to point out this thing isn't actually fully optimized either. I could actually do a little bit better damage with this if I were to give it a suppressor, obviously, because of Ace Operator. So yeah, we could be doing better still. Let's see how well we can do over here. Basically, all of that damage was from the explosive effect. In fact, that's basically the only way we can kill them at this point at this range. So yes, I wouldn't be taking this thing into any range fights anytime soon. We'll just go ahead and cripple some more of your limbs. You're too late, mysterious stranger. Don't even bother. Okay, another one over there. We'll go ahead and crit her. And then she's crouching near a barrel near good ground, so we'll just clean her up with that. Righto, so now to find out where this Assaultron went to, because it was causing trouble. I keep calling it a she, I shouldn't. Alright. Now, okay, I've got no idea. Maybe it was killed. I think it was killed because the gunners seemed nice and calm, despite the fact usually they're distracted on an Assaultron like that. So maybe it did get killed. Yeah, but there you go. This thing at range, it's not great. So with that in mind, you should probably bring a sniper if you want to use this thing. This is definitely a close quarters only weapon type deal there. Ooh, nice service rifle. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take on a monster, and I think we'll call it a video there. Okay, let's try and kill Swan with this thing. Now, keeping in mind that this thing is terrible at range, let's see if we can boost a little bit with sneak attack criticals. Again, this is the ×4 see-through scope one, and we're only doing about 31 damage per hit, but yeah, that's equivalent to 62. Oh, now he's a little bit more in range, we get a little bit more damage. That's great. And I'm sure that occasional one we see at the top of his health, or at the top of him, is very useful in taking out his health there. That is definitely helping, and that's all that matters there. Okay, so we should probably target his face, but even then, we're not even getting that great of accuracy there. But those crits are definitely nice to have, so why not? Now, I'd imagine as soon as he detects us, it's probably going back to explosive time, but I don't want to really do that, so we'll just continue to backpedal away from him as we shoot him. Excuse me, I just had to move my mouse for a second, and now I'm losing all the frame rate. Something has messed up my Fallout 4 game, and I'm pretty sure it's something to do with textures. I need to uninstall the optimized, or install some sort of optimized texture mod so my computer can actually handle this, or maybe it's just the increased particle count, because I did re-enable that recently, and it's making the game look a whole lot better. I can actually see my flamers flame when I shoot it, or my plasma flamers flame. Okay, so even for spamming sneak attack criticals for as long as I have, this guy is still not dead. Now, if I was using a vanilla assault rifle, I'm pretty sure I would have killed this guy by now. Even with the advanced receiver, if I was just to spam sneak attack criticals and kill him with that. Okay, screw this. Let's move over to something a little bit more drastic. Okay, at this point, he's definitely detected me, but before we can chase us down and knock us with his giant ass anchor, we've killed him with explosive bullets, many explosive bullets. So there you have it. That was the Jaguar XSM, hang on, what's it called? I forget the letters. MSX200, yeah, that's the one. So if you'd like to see this thing in your game, it's in the description. The mod links you will find there. And to actually get it in game, this thing is added to the level list in a scripted fashion, so it won't really conflict with other mods you've had installed, so that's kind of neat. We'll just have one more look at this thing in third person. Look at that recoil too, that's pushing right up, that's interesting. But yeah, It's a pretty solid weapon mod. Also, the reload animation looks cool in third person too, that always helps. But yeah, in terms of performance, I feel like increasing this thing's range, and I do think that's something to do with the barrel attachment. See, with weapons in Fallout 4, it's the barrels that actually give you the range of the thing, and this thing only has that long-ass barrel there, so obviously you're going to need to tack the range onto the weapon form itself, and that is why it suffers a little bit, I think. Obviously you can change the range a little bit by having a suppressor or muzzle brake there, but it's not really that great. It's not going to change it all too much there, so definitely if I were to improve this mod, I'd definitely add some sort of barrel attachments. Maybe it'd be something to do with a shorter barrel for starters, or maybe even a longer barrel, shredded barrel, ported barrel, all of that good stuff too. But yeah, a little bit underperforming, but still a nice weapon if you feel like using something like this. It's another one from Doombase 2, so it's a completely unique and new thing, so creativity points too. Alright, that's enough out of me. Thank you for watching, guys.